Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, the most American Florida man of all time.
Also, what did I try for the first time yesterday?
All that and more on the way next. Well, the Minecraft movie's been out like over a month now. It's still breaking records. This one isn't even a movie record. 8772 Radio U. In the Minecraft movie, there's a song called Steve's Lava Chicken. Allie, have you heard this song?
I have now.
Jack Black sings it because he's Steve. And what is it? La 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 lava.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Something like that.
That's literally almost the entire song.
Yeah, it's like a dozen words.
And it just set a record for being the shortest song ever to make it into the Billboard Hot 100, which is actually crazy. You think about the Billboard Hot 100 has been around for years, and there's been a lot of short, popular songs, but none as short and as popular as Steve's Lava Chicken, which at 34 seconds is the shortest song to ever make it into the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about, but also please don't give any ideas to our artists that already make songs that are super duper short. Graham doesn't need to hear this.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I think a minute 45 is short enough. But this is one of the things that only can happen in 2025 because of like how they're incorporating streaming and stuff into this.
Yeah.
This is a song that would never get played on any radio station. So it's not about radio play. This is about getting people,
clicks.
Yeah. How they count streams versus people actually buying it versus it actually getting played on the radio, however it all works. But either way, this is another instance of Jack Black just doing nonsense for a movie. Nonsense song, and people loving it, though.
Exactly. This is a replica of Peaches, which was a part of the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie. And so I think Warner Brothers was just like, yep, you need to do it again.
Just let Jack Black do his thing. And people love it. I mean, we remember the TikToks from COVID and stuff. When he was, Thor or Iron Man or whatever he was. Like, just let Jack Black be Jack Black, and people will show up for it.
Exactly. For some reason, I thought you were saying the Peaches came out during COVID.
No.
Yeah.
The TikToks
explained further.
Yeah. But Peaches. It says it got up to number 56 in the charts. It definitely made it into my Hot 100 Spotify Wrapped that year.
Really? So you
definitely
contributed.
I definitely helped. I still listen to Peaches.
I mean, it's a great song. Let's be real.
It is. I wonder, that was 2 years ago. I wonder what the next Jack Black song to make it into the Hot 100 will be.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's only a matter of time.
What's the next video game adaptation that Jack Black can be a part of to make it a huge success?
The next low-effort video game adaptation that really has nothing else worthwhile about it.
I don't think Super Mario Brothers was low effort.
Okay, maybe not low effort, but as much as I would be fine watching it again, it's not good. It's better than a Minecraft movie, but it's not good.
I don't know if I would say
movie.
I don't know if I would say it's not good. I would say it's not great, but it's got good qualities.
Remember in the Super Mario movie when for some reason Peach is training Mario on like an obstacle course that just happens to match what you would see in Mario Brothers? Why was that in there?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
There's parts of that where it's just like, okay, why is this happening? But
we had to make it like the game somehow, and there's not that much to the game.
Exactly.
So the original anyways.
Right.
Anyways, hey, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. So who am I to judge? It's art. According to a new research, 95% of single women agree on one thing. Do you buy it? 8772 Radio U. The one thing that basically virtually all single women have universal agreement on is they want to be approached more in public. They want men to come up to them and start talking to them. This is according to dating coach Blaine Anderson. She is, she's a noted dating coach.
Yeah, she's professional in the field.
Yeah, she went to school for it. She was on Shark Tank. Only real people are on Shark Tank.
Sure.
Only real people that know their stuff. And she says she conducted a study. She surveyed 13,000 single women in the United States and the United Kingdom, and literally 95% agreed they want to be approached more often in public. I can't believe you can get 95% of anybody to agree on anything.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of impressive. But I wonder how this question was phrased, because I do feel like it's true. It would be nice to have a meet cute with somebody and you know, have an opportunity to meet somebody in public and not on a dating app. But I think it really is about how it goes down, because there's also ways that this could be really not good. So I feel like, and I think she mentions this here, I think she's talking to men. Women do want to be approached in public, but you need to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Don't be a creep about it.
I mean, that is true, but I don't think people, you know, we're going to give guys a lot of credit if they're like, okay, 95% of women want to be approached, and they want more information after that.
Yeah.
They're not just going to be like, all right, I know my mission.
Now I'm going to go do it.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I have to wonder how this question was phrased.
Yeah.
Because if I literally asked you, Allie, would you like more men to approach you in public? Yes or no?
I gotta say no, probably.
You have to say no. And so what? You're 1 out of 20. The other 19 women I would ask would go, yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No, I think
that
it
at all.
has to be how it was phrased and how it was posed to women as like a scenario. You know, that's how I'm envisioning this.
Imagine a man that looks like Idris Elba walks up to you and says, I don't even know. I'm not Idris Elba. I'm not. Women don't want me coming up to them.
Yeah.
Oh, fine day we're having. This is not what. This is not what women. That's not what they're picturing when they're answering this question.
Okay, but
that's the reality. That's a best case scenario.
But here's the thing. It's not also always what you look like, because even an Idris Elba guy could come up to you.
It's not what he looks like. Well, it is, but it's more than that.
It's more than that. But I'm just saying, like, even some guy like that who is very conventionally attractive, has an attractive voice, all of those things, comes up and talks to you. If he's a creep about it, it's still gonna be creepy.
It is.
So it really is all about the approach. So I don't think you need to look at this and be like, oh, well, I'm not as attractive as Brad Pitt, so that I could never pull this off. Like, don't think that.
No.
There is a good and bad way to do this, no matter what you look or sound like.
You don't have to be as attractive as Brad Pitt, or that's an interesting example, or Idris Elba.
Why is Brad Pitt an interesting example?
I mean, I don't think he's older than Idris Elba. I mean, they're probably close, but Brad Pitt's so old now.
Well, I just, pulled a name out of the air, really.
Let's
but
not
just
get bogged
an attractive, a conventionally attractive man.
But you don't have to look like him, but you do have to be as smooth as Idris Elba, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And other than that, 95% of women do not want you to approach them. If you're not as smooth, if you have to at least strike some kind of combo in between.
Yeah, like you need to.
You gotta have one or the other.
You need to have some charisma.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta have that riz.
Yeah.
But she could have made this believable when she did this survey. She could have said 80% of women say they want to be approached in public. She said 95. Instantly sends up the red flags of like, this is fake.
Well, I don't know if I would say it's fake, but I definitely feel like however they posed it, they made it very specific so that it was like, yes, all women could agree this would be a great thing. But then they pulled out that data point. And they're like, 95% of women want men to approach them. It's like, no. Give the parameters of what you propose to women.
R.I.P. to the Milwaukee Bucks. They got eliminated from the NBA playoffs last night in an overtime game against the Indiana Pacers. Magic also eliminated, but we don't need to spend a lot of time on that. 8772 Radio U. But the end of the Bucks-Pacers game was wild. The Bucks, I'm going to be honest, I kind of thought with Damian Lillard getting injured recently, he's out not just for what's going to be out for the rest of the playoffs, but well into next year if he even comes back next year. He tore his Achilles, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of thought the Bucks being down 3-1, road game, they kind of would have packed it in and been like, this is not our year. But they put up a good fight last night.
Extremely competitive. Honestly, 2 games that were going on at the same time were extremely competitive. But it went into overtime, obviously. I felt like the Bucks were going to win it. There was 45 seconds left, and they were up by like 7 points. And then out of nowhere, Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers come and like get it within 1 point, and then Halliburton gets that one bucket with like 4 seconds left, and it was over.
Gary Trent for the Bucks with a big turnover, and that did him in.
I think he had 2 turnovers, right? Or just the one?
Yeah, there's that one right at the that led to the Halliburton shot that won the game. And so that's not all, though, because after the game, there was a bit of, everybody kind of gets together on the court, and that's normal, but it got a little heated. It even got so heated, Allie, that Tyrese Halliburton's dad got down on the court and was exchanging heated words with Giannis from the Bucks.
Yeah.
That was it was awkward, and we don't know what was said.
No.
But I will tell you that after the fact, Tyrese Halliburton was asked about it, and he said that his dad was in the wrong.
Ooh.
He even called his dad out and said, I don't think my pops was in the right at all there. Then Tyrese Halliburton's dad, John Halliburton, actually came out and said that he apologized. He said he will not make that mistake again. He apologized for his actions. So we don't know what he said, why he was getting up in Giannis's face after Giannis and the Bucks got eliminated, but it wasn't a good look. And apparently he admits that he shouldn't have done that.
Well, it was weird because he just like came out of nowhere and was just talking. It's like, you didn't even play the game.
Yeah.
What are you doing? So I didn't know what was said, but I was just like, okay, what's going on here? And it was very strange. I was honestly hopping back and forth because the Pistons-Knicks game was also extremely tight and going on at the same time. And so I missed some of this until after, like this end jawing thing that happened. But this was a crazy way for it to end. But I mean, props to Tyrese for being like, yeah, this wasn't right. And then for John to come out and apologize, his dad, like that is, it takes a man to be able to go and do that.
Yep. Quick turnaround on that. And that's a good sign to see, even if whatever his actions were, that we actually really don't know.
We don't know what was said.
But props to him for apologizing. Now the next question is, for the Bucks, will Giannis ever play for them again? And if not, where's he going to go? Because he kind of feels like he's out of there.
Yeah, I mean, his frustrations were definitely coming out towards the end. And because he not only had the little back and forth with Halliburton's dad, there was another player where they all got in a little scuffle and were pulling each other apart and everything at the end of the game, where it just looked like he was going in for a hug with a player and then ended up jawing with that person and they had to be split apart. So I think the frustrations were really showing. And yeah, you just lost a series in the first round of the playoffs. It's not a good feeling. But I'll be interested to see where he goes. I honestly am one of the people that I do think he will leave. Yeah,
I think he's out of town. And the thing for the Bucks is they have no first-round picks for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And their other best asset was old anyways, Damian Lillard, and now he's injured and out for this season. So Giannis cannot, he's great. He can't do it all on his own.
No.
Particularly because as good of a player he is, he's not a shooter. You need to have somebody that can shoot with him. You can't have him be your whole offense. And that was what their trouble was in the series against the Pacers. So, yeah, he's probably going to wind up elsewhere. But there'd be a lot of places that will move heaven and earth to get him if he's available.
Yeah, Nene seems to be convinced that there's one team in particular, and I think we may be having Nene join us today to talk about that.
Yeah, but it's not the Lakers.
That may be where he's going with it. I don't want to give away his thoughts, but he did tell me yesterday kind of where... he came into the room. He does this thing where he'll turn into like the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia who looks like he's presenting the crazy unhinged argument. And it was like that. And so I'm excited to hear his full thoughts on this.
As fun as it would be to have Giannis and Luka and LeBron all in one town, also like let's have the rest of the league have some fun too,
Sure, yes.
Put them in New York or something. We are doing Would You Rather Wednesday. Your question today, which would you rather give up? All streaming of shows and movies or all streaming or all delivery to your home? 8772 Radio U. Mickey says, give up online delivery easily.
All right.
Mickey, this was an easy one for him. Then we have Aurora. Aurora says, I don't watch much TV. I mainly watch YouTube and Twitch, so I'd give up streaming.
Okay.
Doesn't YouTube and Twitch count, though?
I feel like Twitch counts because it is live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, maybe not.
You're still streaming it to your home.
Online.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the verbiage there, the verbiage can be a little...
I just said shows and movies to try to make it clear. Apparently, I wasn't clear enough.
It's any online
videos.
thing.
You cannot watch videos online. You can buy DVDs and Blu-rays and VHS if you want. But you cannot stream any TV.
Yeah.
Can you use your antenna? Could you buy an antenna?
I'll say yeah.
An antenna, yes.
It's different than
satellite.
I'd say that's different.
Cable.
I'd say that's different.
So that makes it even easier, I think, to me.
Okay.
But Aurora also says, I don't have a car, so I depend on delivery for many things. We keep learning so many things about Aurora. What an interesting listener we have in Aurora. But she's given up if you can't have YouTube and cable, then obviously giving up streaming makes it easy, doesn't it?
Sure.
Justin says, I'll give up delivery. I like TV more. And my wife wouldn't spend so much, so it's a win-win.
Oh.
Justin, you're going to do your wife like that on our show. Come on.
Wow.
Regina said, it would be hard, but I'll go giving up home delivery. I don't do it as much anymore with Amazon like I used to, but with all the brick and mortar businesses going out of business, it makes me sad, and I don't want to line Jeffrey Bezos' pockets anymore.
Yeah.
We also only stream in our house, she says. So she's keeping streaming, getting rid of delivery. William here, I would give up streaming because even though it would suck, I would either just pay for movies and shows the old-fashioned way or just go and spend my time doing something more productive and or active. With online delivery, I hate wasting my time always having to go to stores, so no way I would give up delivery of packages.
Yeah, I think also a lot of people are probably forgetting that delivery is not just like you online shopping for like, some household items or things you want to buy for your house. It's also food. What about pizza delivery?
Ooh. Yeah.
You got the Super Bowl coming around and you're like, you know what? I'd like to order some pizza delivered to the house.
That could be a tiebreaker.
No. You just gave that up.
That's right. No DoorDash.
That's what's making this hard for me is like, what if I wanted to, have a pizza delivered? But I think ultimately, as many people have said, I spend a lot more time streaming than I do like ordering something to be shipped to my house. And you can still go to the store and buy something. So I think I'm going to go with streaming.
Yeah, I think I've got to keep streaming. If it is like we kind of didn't exactly agree on, that you can still use cable and whatever. Cable has on demand, so it's basically the same as streaming at this point.
Yeah.
So I feel like that should be included with you have to give that up. But if you don't, then I would maybe keep the home delivery and just stick with cable. But otherwise, giving up home delivery, people or like William said, it's a waste of time to go shopping. I don't think so. I think it's kind of fun.
Okay.
I will buy things online out of convenience.
Yes.
It's convenient to not to have to buy everything at a store somewhere. Only a store is within your range. But it's also fun to go shopping. Like, it is fun.
Sometimes it depends on what shopping, I think. And also, I do feel like sometimes I can get better deals on Amazon. I agree with Regina, not lining the pockets of Jeffrey Bezos does feel good when you're not shopping on Amazon. And my cousin Kathy texted me as well, and she was like, I'd go with the streaming, like keeping streaming, because she just gave up her Prime this year. Because she's just like, I don't even want to deal with having to worry about the Amazon Prime stuff because it's so expensive now. But I do think sometimes you can get good deals on Amazon for like bulk items or whatever. You
can get good deals, but then again, it's kind of like me with like Costco and Sam's Club. Like, I never go in them. And if people can say you get better deals, but if you aren't even looking at them, then
you're
it
not
doesn't really matter. So if you knew you could online shop, you wouldn't even feel like you're missing out.
About it. I don't know if you noticed. Well, I guess you can't notice because I've got a long sleeve on today, but I just revealed my, I guess, elbow area. And I got blood drawn yesterday. I donated blood, Hudson.
Yeah, you're still wearing the bandage, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long you should keep it on for. I took off the red, gauze tape thing that they put around it because that was way too tight. But I left the little bandage on.
What time did you donate yesterday?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, 12 hours should do it.
Yeah, I think they said monitor yourself for 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was completely fine. I was honestly worried how I would be. I was like, I've heard people have passed out.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. This was my first time giving blood. I didn't know how it was going to go. I was completely fine. I didn't even sit in the little chairs they give you afterwards to eat a snack and sit.
You didn't get your cookies and hang around?
I took a snack and I left.
You had stuff to do. And to get the pickleball or whatever you were doing.
No, I didn't. I didn't do that. Although it was funny because I was texting with some of my cousins and a friend that we all, are in a group together. You can do this with the Red Cross where you all get in a group together to donate blood.
Okay, yeah.
And again, this is my first time, but they've done it plenty of times. And so I was just telling them, it went great. I feel awesome and having no issues, didn't pass out, nothing. And they were like, take it really easy tonight. Don't try and do anything crazy or whatever. And weirdly enough, last night I had a lot of things going on. I had dinner with my dad after. And so my dad came and got me from where I was giving blood, and we went and got dinner, and they dropped me back off somewhere else because I had a meeting last night. I was at that for an hour and a half or whatever. And then I went home and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I did a workout.
Oh, no. You had an excuse. You had a good excuse. I don't have to work out tonight. I'm just staying and eat ice cream. I gave blood. Giving blood was my workout. But no, you had to do the exercise.
Had to do the workout. Yeah, it was just the elliptical. It's nothing crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was just like, I feel great. I don't have any issues. So I'm really glad it went well. I was nervous I was gonna pass out or something crazy, but it went fine.
So the needles, you don't have an issue with needles?
Don't have issues with needles. I've never had issues with or fear of blood or anything like that. I was surprised how fast it went though, because they stuck me. And then a minute later, they came by and they were like, oh, you're already a quarter of the way done. I was like, wait, what? How fast does this thing go?
Maybe they didn't take as much from you.
I don't know. I don't know what the standard amount in the little baggy thing is. Is that a pint? How much is that? I
haven't donated blood in so long.
You do plasma.
I do plasma, which is similar but different.
Takes a long time, right?
Actually 30 minutes on a machine-ish now, the machines that they upgraded to. But they do that based off of your weight. Oh. So I don't know if I have donated blood, but it's been a long time, so I don't remember.
They did ask for my weight,
then I guess, you were just fast. I don't know. And plasma differentiates, if you're more hydrated, you go quicker. If you eaten a lot of fat, literally if you ate a bad meal, this used to happen to me a lot. If you ate a bad meal recently before you donate, it'll clog up the machine and make it take longer because they have to return your blood back to you just without the plasma part. And so when they're trying to push it back to you, there's stuff that gets in the way that gets filtered out. Yeah. But that doesn't happen with blood either. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying all this that I don't remember what donating blood is even like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the standard time is. I don't know what the average is or whatever, but they said mine was 6 minutes on the dot. And I just felt like whatever it was quick when they came around and told me, you've already made it a quarter of the way through. I was like, you literally just put this needle in. What are you talking about?
You might as well have just stood here the whole time.
I know.
Well, I'm glad it went well. You gonna go again?
Yeah.
8 weeks from now?
I think they told me my time that I can give again or whatever. I just haven't set up the appointment.
And you're going to be it's going to be a routine for you think?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. What I'm still waiting for is the app to update so I can know what my blood type is, because I have no idea what my blood type is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what mine is either anymore. I used to have a card with it on and everything because I used to donate pretty often.
Yeah.
Now not anymore. But the world has wanted to know for 3 whole days, how did Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, meet? 8772 Radio U. It seems like we finally have an answer.
Maybe.
This goes back to Sunday morning. Bill Belichick was interviewed about his new book on CBS Sunday morning. He was asked a question, how did you and Jordan Hudson meet? His girlfriend, who's 50 years younger than him. She is in the room. She butts in and says, no, we're not talking about this. He wasn't allowed to answer the question. His girlfriend did not allow him to answer the question. Seems
Craziness.
suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Well, isn't it so convenient that Jordan Hudson on her Instagram story just reposted one of her posts from February of this year where she says, happy meet-iversary to Bill Belichick, which, first of all, meet-iversary, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing, Jordan.
That's not a thing that anybody else celebrates. But this is a post she actually made on February 11th of this year.
Okay, so maybe she does celebrate it.
She does. Nobody else does. And she just so happened after she denied Bill Belichick being able to answer the question on CBS Sunday Morning, she reposted this post from February talking about how they met, where apparently they were on a plane together. She had a textbook called Deductive Logic, and he started asking questions about it, and I guess that's how. And then she got his autograph, where he signs with his Super Bowls that he won.
Yep.
Also, this is normal, right? With the date.
Not normal.
A little odd.
A little bit odd. He has always been the person to sign with the Super Bowl wins, which, hey, if I won the Super Bowl, I'd put that by my name.
I know, yeah.
I'd put that in my email signature. You know what I mean?
Of course.
For
Bill
sure.
Belichick, 6-time Super Bowl champion.
He writes every single year that he won, or like the abbreviation of the year, or I think he writes the year the Super Bowl was, like what number it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, and that has been well documented online from his signatures, but he's never signed the date. So that is very a little strange there.
A little suspicious. And if this is the way they met, why couldn't he say that on the CBS interview?
It's cute. You met
that's
on
a great
an airplane.
story.
He saw you reading a textbook, and he's like, "Oh, tell me about your textbook."
It makes you both seem smart. Deductive logic. Oh, let's tell me more.
That's a great way to meet
You're more than just a
somebody.
pretty 24-year-old. You're really smart. You're reading a textbook.
We all know that's probably why he asked her about it, but whatever.
Yeah. This is just convenient timing.
Yeah.
Suspicious. And listen, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that I don't think are too wild or far-flung that are swirling around online that say this is not actually how they met at all. And maybe the way they met is a little more tawdry.
A little more underboard.
Yeah.
I think that might be what we're seeing here with this whole like cover-up story that we're getting now. Now, again, she did make this post back in February.
Yeah.
So that does add a little bit of credibility that at least this story has been in place for a while.
Yes.
But maybe it has been just that, a story that they made up. And I mean, when you do meet people like online or whatever, I have heard of people coming up with, this is how we met to tell our family and friends.
Yeah.
So we don't have to admit we met online or whatever. So, I mean, it's not unheard of that they would come up with a story.
It's not, but if they did come up with it, she doesn't trust him enough
To share it.
She thought, let's say they did come up with it, and this is like their cover story for whatever other way they actually met. But she was thinking, I guess, if he starts sharing any details about how they met and they don't line up with the story that she's already put out on February 11th, then people are going to find out. But the thing is, when you do something even weirder, now you're making everybody wonder.
You draw attention to it. And that's exactly what she did with this move. But I think what's worse is that it shows that there's a dynamic in their relationship that seems a little unhealthy. So to me, it's not even about the details of how they met. To me, it's more I'm like, I'm a little worried for Bill here.
Yeah. Megyn Kelly called it elder abuse. And I don't think she's the only one.
Yeah.
That's a wild accusation.
Quite.
But I don't know.
It might not be.
Add another item to our food fight shopping list.
Oh, boy.
This is lemonade flavored potato chips.
Oh, and it's from my favorite brand.
Your favorite brand that you besmirched here during a First to Worst weeks ago. And I feel like at least I haven't let it go.
It's Oots.
You insulted all East Coasters, both with your pronunciation and your tearing down of Utz potato chips.
Tearing down?
You did. You said they are the worst, most disappointing potato chips. We had a first to worst for chips, and you put them as worst. How dare you?
I have to be honest. My favorite flavor of chip is salt and vinegar. I was really excited one day. I was in college. I went to a vending machine. I saw salt and vinegar chips. I put in the money. I got the salt and vinegar chips, and it was Utz. I was very disappointed. They were just too much. They were too strong. They left my lips feeling like they wanted to fall off.
Are they too strong or are you too weak?
I don't know, but it was too much for me.
Well, it's not too much for all of me and my beloved East Coasters who know that Utz is where it's at for chips.
First to worst is subjective. That's all I'm going to say.
And you definitely lost that one. But nevertheless, Utz is back, and they're at it again with a brand new lemonade-flavored potato chip. And these are chips that you're actually able to buy at utzsnacks.com, but also they are going out to major retailers. It says nationwide.
Wow.
Not just the East Coast. Everybody gets the lemonade-flavored chips.
Everybody.
And that includes us, and we will try these. And Allie, be careful what you say, because Utz, not only I'm sure do these taste great because they're Utz, but also they've partnered with Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation. It's a charity for childhood cancer research.
Aww.
So you better like these. You better give these a chance.
I don't know. I'm a little nervous what these lemonade flavored chips are going to taste.
They're gonna taste like lemonade, and you like salt and vinegar, a little sour, right?
I wouldn't say they're sour.
I think they're a little sour. Vinegar, sour, makes you pucker up a little bit.
Okay, but I don't know if I would agree with it.
A little tart, some might say.
Yeah.
Well, just in time for the summer, Utz lemonade potato chips bring together the nostalgic sweet and tart taste of classic lemonade with the satisfying crunch of another seasonal favorite, potato chips. Seasonal favorite? Potato chips are all year round. Come on, Utz. That's from Utz. What are they talking about? Seasonal favorite.
Who's mad at Utz now? Or do they mean seasonal because of lemonade? Do they think lemonade's seasonal?
No, it says with the satisfying crunch of another seasonal favorite, potato chips. That's a
little odd.
That's a quote from the senior vice president of marketing at Utz.
I guess they only want you to buy their chips one time during the year.
Yeah, not year round. Christmas time, you're not eating potato chips. Yeah.
No potato chips.
You're doing it wrong, according to the fine people at Utz. Well, I guess I'm doing it wrong because I love Utz chips all year round. And
do you really buy them?
Utz?
Yeah.
If they're affordable. It depends.
Are they more of an expensive premium brand?
I mean, you know how it can be, that it's just whichever potato chip is on sale. Yeah, I definitely prefer them to many other brands, but if they're more expensive, they're not that much better.
I prefer Lay's, but if they are never on sale, enough to buy them that often anymore.
The Lay's?
I mean, the Lay's sales that they do now, I saw this literally Monday.
Yeah.
They were like, you can buy 2 for $6. I'm like, that's crazy. Oh. That is nuts. Lay's? 2 for $6?
Yeah.
Like the big bags, not the party size.
You don't think that's good enough?
No.
That's pretty good in inflation.
The last time I did it was 3 for $6. I was like, when did they switch it to 2?
I don't know. I didn't know you were so strapped for cash.
Well, I just like a good deal. And I was disappointed that was the deal they were offering that day.
I don't think that's a bad deal.
I think that's a terrible deal.
A Florida man dove into a lake to save a bald eagle from alligators. 8772 Radio U. This is an all-time headline in what feels like a Nathan For You episode come to life. A man in Florida, almost 70 years old, saw a bald eagle in a lake, and according to him, quote, his name is Doug Hay, he knows eagles can't swim, which is not technically true. They can kind of swim, not very well. But that was enough for him to risk his life to jump into the lake to save that bald eagle from a potential alligator attack, and he is now being called a true American hero.
I was going to say, there's nothing more American than risking your life to save a bald eagle. Like, wow. And there's actual video of this. Somebody got it. They didn't get him diving. Oh, really? Okay.
Which is why it feels even more like a staged Nathan For You thing because it's so perfect.
Yeah.
And she happened to be like, well, my husband's out there. Nothing I can do but film.
I mean, she wasn't going to jump in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't jump in.
No, it's a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, but she gets the video of him, bringing this bald eagle back to the shore or whatever. And so I'm wondering if the bald eagle's injured. Maybe there's something wrong with its wing or something where it can't fly. Because I've seen that happen before where the eagles will get injured and then they can't fly.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say. I know that the eagle was transferred to the Wildlife Center of Southwest Florida, but I don't know if there's any updates on its condition. But there is confirmation that this eagle wanted to be saved because once this guy got out there and reached the eagle hopped on his arm. Yes, it has large talons. Yes, it left a few marks, but nevertheless, it joined him for the trek back to to land.
To land, yeah.
And so it was ready to be saved, and Doug Hay was just the man to do it. A real American hero. Now, there was no alligators visible in this video. However, he says that he lives nearby and he knows that there's an alligator, a 7-footer, that takes up residence in this lake. So
it looks pretty big.
This could only be a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's Florida. There's alligators everywhere.
We've talked about
this. Any body of water. I mean, it could be in your pool and they'll be there. But it's a crazy video. They do in this little newscast video that they have an update on the eagle. Looks like it's doing pretty good. It's looks like it's at a local some type of habitat or sanctuary and recovering from whatever injury it had.
It should be fine.
Yeah.
No alligators in sight.
All thanks to Doug.
Now, could you argue that if an alligator did get to this eagle, that would just be the circle of life and you should have just let it be? That's just nature taking its course?
I mean, I definitely have seen that plenty of times growing up in Africa where you're just like, oh, that gazelle is now dead.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. But
you never know the chain of events that could transpire because he saved this eagle.
Right.
It could be a weak, dumb eagle. It could.
What?
It could be if it wound up in the water and couldn't get out, then maybe it's not the strongest of the eagle population, but then it gets back into...
Okay, Mr. Charles Darwin, with your survival of the fittest.
Gene pool, and all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of dumb, can't swim eagles out there. And you never know.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Doug, you think Doug is a hero?
I think Doug is a hero. True American hero, because this is the most American thing I've ever seen.
We finally have some answers, Allie, about the Utah Hockey Club. They're not playing any more hockey now. They did not make the playoffs, but everybody has been wondering, what will they name their team?
Yeah.
The Utah Hockey Club, if you didn't know, they moved from Phoenix, Arizona, or the Phoenix area anyways, to Utah for this season. It was kind of like it was done fairly hastily, the move. And so for the first season, they're like, we're not going to give them an actual name. We'll give them generic jerseys. We'll call them the Utah Hockey Club, similar to when the Washington football team was renamed.
The Washington football team.
It's like we've been putting together this money to buy a team for years, but we can't come up with a name this quickly.
We don't know.
And so they left it up to the fans. They kind of had a fan vote. And now they seem to have accidentally unveiled what their team name will be going forward for next season and beyond.
Yeah, they seem to have revealed what the winner was with that fan voting. Because like you said, it was up to the fans. They gave them several options. And they revealed through changing their handle on their YouTube channel. Some think this is an accident. I personally think this may have been like a planned accident. But either way, they revealed it on YouTube where it was at the handle at Utah Mammoth. And I'm so happy they chose Mammoth.
Round of applause that they seem to be going with Utah Mammoth, because the other choices were they were going to go with Utah Yeti. That was at least one of the choices. They had to scratch that because of the Yeti brand, which is nonsense. That would have been even better than Mammoth, honestly. They also could have been the Utah Outlaws, fine, but kind of boring. Like, that's the kind of team you make in Madden, you know?
And also, like, Utah is not known for outlaws. It's known for Mormons.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
When I think of Utah, I think of outlaws.
Nope.
It's so lawless out there.
Nope.
These outlaws that drink caffeine, put milk in their soda. They must be stopped. And so the other choice was Hockey Club, which they've been going with, which everybody in the world was like, please do not choose Hockey Club.
No, that's so boring.
How did that even make it into the final
I
choices?
don't know.
So fortunately, based off of this Utah, their YouTube channel, it seems that they'll be going with Utah Mammoth, although they haven't officially announced it, but surely here in the next few days, we're going to find out for sure. And then we get to see like the uniforms and stuff. And
that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah. A name like Utah Mammoth, they got to have some pretty sick gear.
Yeah. And hopefully a pretty sick, dang it. What word am I looking for here? The little creature thing dressed up.
Mascot?
Mascot. I'm like, what? That word just completely left me. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they have a pretty cool mascot.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see.
Yeah.
You gotta. They should just get Manny from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Maybe they can incorporate that somehow.
That would be awesome.
Get Ray Romano involved. That would actually be amazing. That's what mascots should be, you know?
Yeah.
So,
can he do a at the start of their season next year, maybe like a puck drop or something? Did they do an honorary puck drop?
Sure they do, yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Ray Romano.
Yeah, get him out there.
Yeah, have him say an iconic line from Ice Age, which I can't think of any right now that he says, but you could do that.
The first one, he's very mean to Sid.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very mistreats him in a way. Sid, though, big heart, wouldn't give up on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Love
you know,
that
Manny,
guy.
deep down, he had a heart of gold.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. Tonight, it's do or die for Nene's Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves, JJ Redick. It's all on the line in LA. 8772 Radio U. Nene is here with Allie and I.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Listen, I'm hyped to be here. I didn't think this was going to happen, but we up in here. And we're also down 3-1, too, in the series.
So you're not giving up, though, right? LeBron, Luka.
Why would I give up? Oh, my goodness. It's LeBron James. Who can come back from being down 3-1? What's the name? Hang on, say it for me.
LeBron James.
That's right, LeBron James.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But we're not talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. They're doing their own thing, and they're just happy.
I just mean that's the only time he's done it before. Not with the Lakers, with the Cavs.
But he's done it before. How different is that team?
I don't know.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Significantly different.
Completely
but we got Luka.
But they didn't
We'll be okay.
Yeah, the Cavs didn't have
We'll
Luka.
be okay.
They had
LeBron will
Kyrie.
be fine.
They're also not going up against the Warriors, the
exactly.
infamous Warriors.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's a chance. Listen,
Yeah, I'll never not say that there's a shot for LeBron. Come on. You got to give him a shot.
you got to give him a shot. And
We need to give him about 30 shots tonight. That's what we really need to do. Please, get him the ball.
30 for 30. 808 Beezy.
Hey, see, we're always incorporating our artists here at Radio U. I love that.
but so do you think the Lakers you think there's hope, but do you think they will win tonight against the Timberwolves?
Yes, because they're facing elimination. Listen, LeBron James is not the LeBron James of 15 years ago, but he can win an elimination game in round one of the playoffs. Like, are you kidding me? When you got Luka there, like that's. Listen, now Game 7, we're a few games away from that, but Game 7, that's a whole different story. This will be fine, guys, and plus it's in LA too, so I'm all right.
I do think this is a little bit about LeBron, but it's more about the NBA.
Yeah.
Don't you think that the referee's whistle might be tooting a little bit more for the Wolves tonight?
I'll say multiple times throughout this series, there have been a couple of calls in separate games that the Lakers have lost that they've then come back and said, "Hey guys, listen, so remember that call we made?
Yeah.
Actually, that was our bad.
Remember when we
Seems to be
completely
happening a lot this year.
Yeah. Remember when we completely ignored Luka getting tripped and the cost the Lakers a timeout?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
So
what?
I'm thinking tonight in combo with making up for those missed calls, and they want to extend the series. They want to get, they want more LeBron, more Luka, more Lakers on TV, more Anthony Edwards on TV too. He's a bad man.
Yeah, he is.
You gotta. I think they might extend the series. They might just tip this little slide the scales just a little bit to favor the Lakers tonight.
He was so bad he got fined for saying some nasty words to a fan during this series too. Let us not forget that.
Things are they're just going so well. But I'm excited to see how it ends tonight. I've been enjoying this series.
Well, I can tell you how it's going to end. The Lakers are going to win.
Okay.
So if you need to go to bed early, you can just do that and then wake up.
I do need to go to bed early.
Yeah.
I always need to go to
Exactly.
bed early.
I'm kind of on Nene's side tonight. I think this is going to be over and done with early.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think the Lakers are coming back.
Oh.
I don't think Anthony Edwards will allow that.
Oh.
Well, he better not allow it, otherwise he'll be pretty embarrassed when he does. You better hope you don't blow a 3-1 lead, Ant. Not that you're watching this at all. But just don't blow it, my brother, because I'll never let you live it down, my brother.
Just so everyone is aware, Nene has food.
Oh, yeah. Guys, I have Chick-fil-A here with me today.
And he's eating
right,
it
well,
while on the air.
Let's just let him finish it.
Okay.
And share.
Yeah.
It's Radio U.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.